Hi, it's Joe Mazumdar of Exploration Insights at the Metals Investment Forum, September 2023 edition in downtown Vancouver. And with me is Brock Colterjohn. Brock is the CEO of a newly spun out company called Onyx Gold. And as I pointed in my presentation, we're not seeing a lot of new companies. So I guess what's the interest in Onyx Gold? What does Onyx Gold have to offer in this environment of weak capital markets for precious metals equities?
No, absolutely. Thank you, and thank you for having me on. So Onyx Gold is a recent spin-out company. We're a Canadian-focused a gold exploration company. We recently raised 8.36 million in a tough market, as Joe mentioned.
And upsize.
And upsize as well, and about 67% upsize, and in a strong combination of flow through plus hard dollars as well. So we're well funded, and investors were attracted to Onyx because we offer a portfolio of projects between Yukon, which is our properties are in the heart of one of the most exciting emerging gold camps in Canada, as well as we also have a very commanding land position in Timmins, Ontario, which was one of the most prolific gold camps in Canada. So we offer, given that portfolio, we offer year-round news flow. We are just undertaking our maiden exploration program in Yukon. We're drilling intrusions geologically similar to our nearest neighbor, which is Snowline Gold, and they've clearly shown that, demonstrated that pathway of value creation on the back of a material discovery, what I think is one of the most significant gold discoveries in recent years. And we've been sitting on these properties for our predecessor company, High Gold. I've had these properties for about 12 years, and obviously the timing is right where you've seen that demonstrated that value creation through the drill bit, and these things are material, they're large, and there's something special about Yukon in that particular part of Yukon, that mineral endowment looks very intriguing, and we have a really nice gold anomaly in two areas associated with intrusions, and like I said, we're drilling that for the first time ever, and results should hopefully come out between mid to late October.
So what are you drilling right now? You're actively drilling with that one drill rig up there in the Yukon?
Yeah, that's right. So first ever drill program, we're drilling two golden soil anomalies, like I said, associated with intrusions. We're limited up to 2,500 meters with our mining class 1 mining license. That gives us about 8 to 10 holes. Should be a really good proof of concept. And we look back, hopefully make a good discovery, announce results, like I said, in sometime in October, and we can come back with a much more aggressive program. And we're planning to upgrade our mining license to a class 3, which basically we're unrestricted on our drilling, and we look back to hit it hard.
How long does that take? So that's for next season?
Yeah, so the paperwork is well advanced, and it's about a 6-7 month process. So we should have it ready by the early spring is kind of our guess.
Okay, and then when do you end in the Yukon, and when can you begin in the Ontario? Because that's some of the idea of Onyx, is you can barbell your news flow between Ontario and the Yukon.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're starting to now, the snow's starting to fall in Yukon, so we're starting to pack up and close up shop for the season. And
so have you finished the drill program now?
We've just finished the program. So drilling stopped, and then we'll take a few weeks off. Some of our geologists have already been shipped over to Ontario. They're starting some prospective geochem programs ahead of our drill program, which we expect to start at Munro Croesus, which is our flagship property, where we'll start drilling sometime mid-October, where we'll follow up on a recently discovered bulk tonnage near surface discovery that we're really excited about. That's only a couple kilometers away from Fengib, which is 3.5 million ounces, Mayfair Gold, which is 100 million, 150 million plus market cap, as same type of host, bulk tonnage, same widths and grades, about 5 or 6 holes into that discovery that was made last year by High Gold, our predecessor company. So it's a natural place to start, and then that will carry us basically into the fall. End of the fall into the new year, and then we look to do a winter program as things freeze up at another property called Golden Mile that we're really excited about to finally drill after several years of delineating some really interesting looking targets.
Well, development of these sort of lower grade open pit projects in Ontario got a lot of bad flack with the the capital issues that we've seen them at Gino and at Cote, but the recent development of the greenstone with G Mining and Equinox, that must help the idea of making some of these large open pit deposits actually work.
Yep. Yeah, and one thing that Timmins does lack, especially eastern part of Timmins, is a mill fit for bulk tonnage, low grade, right? So high throughput type of mills. But one thing that was a key catalyst of value creation for Moneta Gold and Mayfair was consolidation. So they, with the Garrison acquisition from O3 Mining, really unlocked the value and made the Moneta Gold, their Golden Highway project, a feasible project, right? So what is the next step, and I think that camp is further consolidation and for somebody to build a bulk tonnage mill in that part of camp. And our land package right beside them will be a net benefactor of that because we have bulk tonnage discovery, but we also host the highest grade past producing mine in Ontario, the Croesus mine, and we've consolidated, tripled our land package in the last 3 years, done 20 deals. And so there's a lot of opportunity to find potentially some new high grade mineralization. And that would be very much, it doesn't have to be big to be relevant for these low grade bulk tonnages to blend in as well. So
you've got a market cap of like 22 million.
Yeah.
Then you've raised 8.6-ish. So your enterprise value is around 15-ish. And you've got, 210 square miles of property in the Yukon?
Yep.
And you've got one of the bigger land packages held by a junior company also in Ontario. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So and you've got analogs that have obviously much bigger market cap, whether it's Snowline Gold with 650-ish up in the Yukon, and Fengib is around
Mayfair Gold, yeah.
Yeah, and it's about 150.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
Right.
And yeah, so I mean it's a good point. So you between Yukon or Ontario, there's already demonstrated success and a pathway of value creation, right? So if we are successful in either jurisdiction, you can see that valuation re-rate that the drill bit could potentially do in either camp or both camps. That would be amazing where we have two big discoveries. We already have one in Ontario, but we look to add more. But there's a pathway of value creation. I think we're poised for a re-rate with any success with the drill bit because there's that clear pathway from our neighbors next to us, but also the level of interest in both camps is quite high. We've seen a lot of gold producers looking for safer jurisdictions, and I think Timmins is a mature camp that is ripe for some further consolidation and potentially some changing hands between Newmont and they potentially a seller of that. But I think there's very much an evolution Red Lake moment here in Timmins, particularly where somebody who's going to come in and reinvigorate the camp. The view to buy infrastructure in a safe jurisdiction camp, mature, but there's a lot of prospective areas still that needs to be seen that you can add more spokes to the hub, right? There's a lot of hungry mills sitting idle as well.
Right. So Catalyst, you're drilling right now. You finished drilling, in the Yukon. So your results coming up in October, and then moving to Ontario at the beginning of next year. In terms of drilling,
drilling in October next month.
Oh, next month.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So drilling October next month.
So results and from the Yukon and drilling.
Yeah, and then Ontario should basically we'll do the fall program to the end of the year till basically Christmas time where we take a break and then let things freeze up, and then we'll do a winter program as well. So we'll have basically Yukon results taking us into the new year, and then results will come up from Timmins, and that'll carry us right till the spring where we start ramping up and hopefully a much bigger, better program in Yukon that where we be following up on material discoveries while also there's some new interesting things that we flew for the first time ever on the King Tut property in Yukon, 1,200 line kilometers of geophysics, and it's kind of the preliminary data is coming back very interesting as well.
What kind of geophysics?
Drone mag.
Drone mag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're really excited about that, and so it was done at the right time where. It allowed us to have some preliminary interpretation. So our last couple of holes of the program were some of these anomalies. So we're very interested on what that could return as well in Yukon. So
great. So a large land package in Ontario, large land package in the Yukon, analogs that are doing fairly well in Snowline and Fengib with Mayfair Gold, all in a market cap of 22 million with funding right now you're sitting on about 7 million.
Yep, 7.1 million as end of August, and so yeah, and we have a considerable amount of hard dollars, and our G&A, because some of our team are split 50-50 between the high gold, our G&A burn is very, very modest. So particularly our hard dollars, those are very valuable in a tough market.
Yeah.
Flow throughs pretty much generally can always be there. It's a question of, do you have the hard dollars to carry the company? And fortunately, we have a significant runway on that position, so that's nice to see.
Great. Thank you very much, Brock.
Really appreciate the time.
That's Brock Colterjohn, the CEO of Onyx Gold, and that's me, Joe Mazumdar of Exploration Insights at the September 2023 edition of the Metals Investment Forum in downtown Vancouver. Thank you for watching.